Welcome back. And I'm thrilled to be here. It's always fun to be here, and I'm always so grateful. And especially today, Mother's Day. We love Mother's Day. It's a very special day. I'd like to start, however, with 2 disclaimers and 1 confession. Disclaimer 1. It is Mother's Day. And talking today, I'm going to talk about all mothers and the mothers within us. So sometimes mothers are grandmothers, sisters, fathers, friends. They come in all shapes and sizes. And so we're going to be looking at the larger world of mothers and motherhood. Second one, Father's Day is coming. So we will tribute all of you who are fathers on June 15th. So stay tuned for that as well. And a little bit of a confession. I tried using ChatGPT to write my service today. I thought that would be easier and felt like, oh, sure. No, it did not work. No. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to have to do it myself, though I did use it for some of the research, because if you know me, you know that I like research, and I like getting information. I also want to share this morning, again, that it's Mother's Day. And we do look at the big mother, the great mother, the divine feminine that is within all of us, as we will look at the divine masculine that's also within all of us. I also recognize for many people that Mother's Day is a difficult day, either because they've lost their mother, or their mother's ill, or they never were a mother, or there's other things going on in their life. So as I look, and I do like to use a lot of humor when I talk, but I want to be mindful that this is a very sacred day and a very sad day for many people. And I just want to thank all the mothers, and as we said, big mothers. We all, I believe, had mothers. And I think many of us had mothers that we really liked, and some of us had mothers that we maybe wish we had gotten another mother. And I would tell you, my children are both. So we'll talk to them, and I was chatting between services. I actually had my children later in life, and it's been a blessing in many ways, and it's been a lot of work in a lot of ways, and really worth it. So I also have a child that many of you met before, who is a 10-year-old tuxedo cat. So we always hear more about Nemo. I'd like to go back and look at the definition of mother. So definition of mother, according to Webster Dictionary, is a female parent. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. I like the next one. A mother is a person of courage. Amen, right? You know? Then it went into mothering is kindness and thoughtfulness. Isn't that lovely? I love that. And when you look at the root word of mother, it's like matrix, the source of all things. And we think of mother as the source, the beginning, the first heartbeat, the first words, very much the motherness. It is also the root word, same word as matriculate, like matriculate in school. A mother is one who teaches you over time. Isn't that great? Or metropolis, the big city. Now, if any of you have been to an event, many of you had, Christmas time, Easter, Mother's Day, that there's a mother in charge, it's a big event, and it's her city running the event. So I love that word too. My favorite is actually from the same word as amore, the Italian word for love, amore. And that just sums it up, doesn't it? A mother is love. So not just the regular love, when we were listening to this, not just regular love, but unconditional love. So what is unconditional love? Unconditional love is love that doesn't take score most of the time, that doesn't need everything to be perfect most of the time, that just stays in there and stays with you no matter what, all of the time. So as we look at Mother's Day, in some families you would say every day is Mother's Day, or every day is children's or father's, or certainly every day is cat day in my house. But as we look at where did it come from, it goes way back to ancient times. When you think of the great goddesses, the Isis, the Sekhmet, the Durgas, and you can go on. And of course, there's the great mother of all, Gaia, or Mother Earth herself. And she's definitely alive and well today in springtime. So mother and the celebration of the mother of motherness goes back to the beginning of time. More recently, the idea of Mother's Day started in the UK. And it was the idea of going back to your mother church, the church that you first went to, the motherhood church. Interesting. In 1857, Anna Jarvis came up with the idea of Mother's Day, or Mothering Day, as a day to help teach mothers how to mother. That's a good idea. It then went on in 1870 for a Julia Howe, and she looked at it as a Mother's Day is a day for world peace. Isn't that lovely? And that started to go throughout the world, and we hope it continues. And then in 1870, Anne Jarvis's daughter Anna came up with the official day in the Lutheran Church of Mother's Day. And the original Mother's Day was for taking care of mothers and respecting mothers. Hallmark hadn't gotten into it yet, so it wasn't the flowers and candy yet. It was much more about the caring and the respecting of our mothers. And then in 1914, President Woodrow Wilson created it as a national holiday. So I like to see where these things come from. And I also like quotes, so we're going to show some quotes about what is a mother. I love the first one. God could not be everywhere, and therefore he made mothers. Life doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a mother. A mother understands what a child does not say. This one I love. Maya Angelou. To describe my mother would be to describe my mother would be to write about a hurricane in its perfect power. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom and faithful instructions. All those are mom. Wisdom and faithful instructions. You ever think about those things that your mom told you? And actually during break, some people said to me, you know, I heard that from my mother, and now I'm saying them to my kids. So let's go look at that. 10 top momisms. These may sound familiar to some of you. Because I said so. Anybody know that one? I don't care who started it. It was always my brother, I promise you, it was always my brother. If your friends jumped off a cliff, would you? Eat it. Your dinner, whatever it was. There are children starving in Europe, Asia, everywhere. You know, it's like, can we just send the spinach to them? And ever know this one? I would have never talked to my mother that way. And of course, her mother's there going, yeah, you know. So how about those? Okay. How about the I'm not running a taxi service? I think these days it would be I'm not an Uber driver, right? Also, this was how it always went when she was calling me. Richard, Debbie, Judy, Heather, whatever your name is. Sometimes she would throw in the cat and dog's name too, before she would get to mine. It's like, I have to go through the whole list. Are you hurt or just scared? Sometimes that was like, is she being sarcastic, or is that, what is she really saying here? And do we remember that one? Don't make that face. It's that spinach face. Or the, it was my brother's fault face. Or do I have to take a bath now, face? Yeah, don't make that face. It might stay that way. Or, you'll understand when you're a parent. Wasn't that the catch-all? Wait till you grow up. You'll understand when you're a parent. I don't understand. Next one. How about the things your mom never told you? You made her cry. A lot. She wanted that last piece of pie. That was my mom. Or cake. So there was always guilt. Sure, you can have it. No, Mom, it's okay. It hurt. Moms do a lot of things that hurt. She was always afraid. She always wanted the best for you. She knew she was not perfect. She watched you as you sleep. My mom used to do that. She carried you longer than 9 months. My mom carried me for about 60 years. It broke her heart when you cried. She put you first, always, even if it didn't feel that way sometimes. And she could do it all again, as many of us who are mothers or motherly sometimes ago. We would do it all again. How about the 10 things you wish your mother had taught you? It's okay not to have everything figured out. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And mothers say, be kind to yourself. It's as important as being kind to others. And when I work with people, I always ask them, are you taking care of yourself? And there's always, well, no, I'm really not resting. I'm not eating right. It's really important Mother's Day to mother yourself and be kind to yourself. You may not always feel confident, but know you are always worthy and enough. One of the biggest issues today in mental health is people believing they're not enough. Know that you are enough. How to cook. I found myself getting to college going, I don't know how to cook. I mean, I literally could burn water. I was that person. So going back, I was just stay out of the kitchen, we're cooking here. You're allowed to say no. That's something I'm still working on, saying no. How about what a healthy relationship looks like? And this is something my older sister continues to teach me. Because I said, oh, they're my friend. Are they really your friend? Who are you friends with? What does healthy look like for you? And how to set boundaries. That's another thing particularly women, oh, by the way, and men, have challenges with these days. There's so much going on, there's so much happening. How do I really make sure I'm setting my boundaries and taking care of myself? This is an important one too. It's okay to outgrow people, places, and even dreams. Things change over time. We might remember, but sometimes it's time to move on. You can do anything. My mom would tell me I could do anything, but she'd have this very long caveat to it. Except sing, except dance, except stay in the theater, except. But then she was like, yes, but you can do anything. So we have to be careful of our little caveats there. This one's so true. You don't always feel like a grown-up, even when you are one. My kids often say, adulting is hard. But they use other words that I won't use in church. Okay, next slide. That's my mom. Aww. She's a beautiful lady, and that's dog. That was my cat for many, many years. So that's my mom. Those are my kids. Have to show kid pictures. Portia and Bianca. Those are my grand fuzzies. Milo and Fenway. So people are like, don't you want grandchildren? It's like, well, right now, they look at your face, That works for me. And I was like, could I call up? I called my daughter, hi, can I speak to my children? And she's like, okay. You're like, Grammy's here. So now we're getting into the 10 things I told my daughter. Starting with, your sister is your best friend. Cherish her. Your grandmother and your aunties are also your best friend. And really cherish those who have taken care of you and are motherly to you. And they can include your fathers and brothers and other friends. Have a spiritual practice. This has always been very important to me. This has always been very important to my kids. My mom's father was a Lutheran minister, and my dad's father was studying to be a rabbi. So I became an interfaith minister. Also, I worked in New York City, and you never knew who you were going to be ministering to, particularly if, let's just say a plane blew into a building, or there was an accident that happened. You were ministering to all faiths. So I believe it's important having a spiritual practice. We are so blessed to have this wonderful service in this wonderful community. And I really encourage everyone every day to make sure you're taking care of yourself and doing something to practice. And one of the things I loved, and it took me a long time when I heard the word spiritual practice, is like, I got this. And I realized it's really not. It is a practice. It is something that one does every day and throughout the day. Take care of yourself. I love that tree. And so, again, it's very important these days when a lot of people are lonely or don't have community to realize you are not alone. We have the tree of life, we have our ancestors, we have our friends, we have our church family. There's community. And we are connected to the universe, and we are connected to each other. So take care of yourself and take care of each other. Sometimes taking care of ourselves involves coffee or tea or sugar, a couple donuts, and the little nap time, again, whatever it takes. The message for today, the continuing saga. Please take care of yourself. You are special. This was one of mine that obviously didn't work. Don't use your cell phone at the dining room table. There's so much time now, especially with kids. Okay. Aw, that's Nemo. Puppies and kittens are work, but they're worth it. Kind of like children. It's a big investment. And I do a lot of work, as Reverend was saying, I work a lot. I'm an animal communicator, but I also work in the shelters. And just they can bring so much love to you and to your families. Speak your truth. Even if it's weird. And I ran these by my daughter, and she's like, no, Mom, you were more like, all right, tell me what's going on. It's like, come on. And we do that with each other even now. What's up? What's happening? How are you feeling? To really have an ongoing communication. Here's another one. Don't get out of the car during a safari, even if your father does. This was in Kenya, and yes, there are lions around. I had previously gotten a little bit too close to a hippo mom and her babies, and I almost died. She was about here to the table. So, note to all, stay in the car. No. Education is important and ongoing. My daughter Bianca, she's graduating with her master's from Georgetown this week. So very excited. And she has a master's, thank you. She has a master's in sports. Where she got this sports thing from, I don't know. But she loves sports, and that goes back to let your kids do anything. She loves sports. I'm like, okay, she's gonna be an actress, she's gonna be a doctor. She's like, no, I love sports. So we're just really proud of her. My other daughter is a teacher, which we're very happy about, because the world needs more teachers. And all the world is a stage. And my kids are like, oh yeah, that's right. I grew up in theater. Many of you heard me talk about it. I grew up at the Actors Studio. I grew up in show business. I grew up around theater. And when I was recently in New York, I moved out here about a year ago, I was CEO and spiritual director for a very large theater in New York. That was actually our theater. And that was actually our sanctuary. We had 3,600 seats. I can't say that I filled it up each week. But it was fun, and it really was a professional theater. And we did things like the Tonys and had all kinds of events there. And this was Easter just a few years ago. Not Easter, this is Mother's Day. This was Mother's Day just a few years ago. And the idea, like theater, our life is repertory, or our life changes. So over time, you might be on one stage, and years later, you'll be on another. So just, keep going, keep learning the parts, keep doing the work, and also support the arts. And then look at the world through kind eyes. Again, being kind with yourself, kind with each other. And as a mom, I always remember to say, I love you. And they would say, I love you, Mom. On a final note, how to be a great mom. Step 1, be you. Step 2, repeat. So to all the moms, to everyone in the divine feminine world, we send blessings. We send blessings to the moms who are here, the moms who are no longer here, to our ancestors. And we wish you all, and everyone who's not here, and everyone who needs unconditional love, and sending blessings and love, unconditional love, to the heart of you and out to the world. Amen. Bless you. Thank you so much.